Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Friday, and all of our guests today are brought to you by Basant Motors. It's May Days. May Day, Rick, at Basant Motors. Huge promotions, greatest
So good.
selection. Panthers have knocked off the Hurricanes in 4 straight. They're on to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 1996, awaiting the winner of the Vegas-Dallas series. We're joined now by former Florida Panthers player, now analyst, Bill Lindsay. Bill, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Doing good this afternoon. Everything good there?
Everything's good. We have Scott Niedermeyer on our show today. So our poll question today, greatest BC players or BC Rays players of all time. I'm looking at your Wikipedia page, your Hockey DB page, Bill. Born in Fernie, but you represented the U.S. internationally. How does that work?
All my family is from the States. My mom, my dad, my brother even. I have a brother 17 years older than myself. My dad got transferred from a coal mine in New Mexico up into Fernie to work there. Was only supposed to go there for 3 years. My brother, being 17 years older than myself, he was off to college. And instead of just staying for 3 or 4 months on the transfer up to the coal mine to Fernie, my father ended up staying up there for 20 years. So when I was 5 years old, put me on skates, not much else to do. I'm the only person in my family ever to play hockey. And then my dad built a summer home in Big Fork, Montana. When World Juniors came around, at that time was not good enough to make Team Canada. I wasn't on their radar. I wasn't even mentioned. And Team USA called me up, said if I wanted to be part of it, I'd be more than welcome. And wanted to play in the tournament, was my only chance. So played for Team USA there. But hockey in Canada is still my roots. When I see it on the international stage, I still root for Canada.
I know you've been down in Florida for a long time, rooting for the Panthers, I would imagine. Bill, come on. Is there any chance, as much as you follow the Panthers and know them inside out, that you saw this success happening?
To getting into the playoffs, that was the only challenge. And then Boston, how historically great was Boston going to be in that first round? But you look back, Boston was maybe that good after you see what the Panthers did against the Maple Leafs and the Hurricanes. You could really see with this Panther team, the first half of the season, they could not get healthy. Talked to Paul Maurice, the coach. He was frustrated, couldn't get the full bodies on the ice. At Christmas time, the flu bug just ripped through the team, just gutted it. And then the last 30 games, Anthony Duclair gets back, everyone gets healthy, and you could see what he wanted to do through the neutral zone and the heavy forecheck. I finally looked at the team and said, they have an identity. I can see what he's trying to do with this team, and they became very effective. Second half of the season, they were up there in the standings with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Carolina Hurricanes, very identical records. So if you took away that first half, there was an outside chance, but just going against Boston, you thought, geez, after that regular season, and us finished 13th. So that was the major hurdle and major hump. And once you got over that, then I definitely believed. I did not have the Panthers winning that first round. In my honest opinion, I thought Boston was going to win it. They almost did on a breakaway in Game 5. But it didn't happen. The Panthers just clawed inch by inch by inch to get into the playoffs, and everything they've earned now, they've just worked through it by sheer guts and determination. It's been quite amazing to see.
Bill, Matthew Tkachuk, I can't tell you how much fun it's been watching him play. Carolina, 3-game winners, 2 in overtime, 1 with 4 seconds left. Is he getting the recognition in Florida that he deserves, Bill?
Yep, he's a cult hero. He's changed hockey down here from where we had it in the early 90s. It was buzzing. We had the fan base. We captured the heart of the city going to the Stanley Cup in the third year. I remember how electric it was down here, and it's good after losing for 20 years and just getting beat up and kind of damaging our fans and not earning the trust back, making the playoffs 4 straight years, make the trade for Tkachuk, and Florida's hot back in South Florida, and Tkachuk is everywhere, and he's being talked about, and deservedly so. So the attention is there. There's a market for hockey down here. I understand and realize the attendance and the jokes, but we heard our brand bad for a long time. If that happens anywhere, you got to build the trust back up.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was here in the early 90s when it happened, and it's happening again. And yes, Tkachuk is getting the recognition.
That's good to hear. Sergei Bobrovsky, Bill, unbelievable. I mean, a year ago they were trying to move him, and you heard all the rumors, $10 million. Boy, he's been great. Absolutely phenomenal in the playoffs.
Dialed in. Reach another level. He can make the $70 million contract up in 2 months.
Yep.
Which is absurd. But the first 3 years of the contract, very average. Lots of ups and downs, inconsistencies, harped on the media, the fan base. Getting on him. He's found a way here in the playoffs. I talked to the goaltending coach, Rob Tallis. There was a stretch where Spencer Knight wasn't available, and he played around 20 of 21 games before he got sick and missed 3 weeks. But Rob Tallis said he was trending in the right directions. The numbers weren't always there, but we knew he was going right. Then he had the 3 weeks off, and this is where the systems and Paul Maurice said, I knew this team had a chance because Alex Lyon came in and saved the season. But that doesn't happen with what was going on in front of them. Yeah. We insulated our goaltending a bit with really good neutral zone play, defensive play. And Sergei Bobrovsky never doubted his work ethic. It's always been there. And Rob Tallis, the goaltending coach, said, we're going to have to come to you at some point. We just have to ride the hot hand until it's not hot, and we have to pick the right moment. Well, the coaching staff picked the right moment. Sergei Bobrovsky put in the work. He was ready. He hit the ground running in that Boston series and has never looked back in these playoffs.
And quickly, Bill, you mentioned Paul Maurice. Why has he been such a good fit there?
He's rejuvenated. He's a good coach. He's a good communicator. He has a couple of sons down here that live close by. I actually see his son at the rink. He's a broadcaster over in Acero for the Florida Everblades in the East Coast Hockey League. To come down to get a chance with this team, he knows it's about intensity, but it's fun. He is. You go to the rink, he's enjoying coaching. He did all year for the most part. It was a struggle. But he looks out the window, and this is not to say anything against Winnipeg, but it's a hard market for him. He's been in some hard markets in Toronto and Winnipeg, and it was tough. And he just mentioned it was dark when he went to the rink. It was dark when he came home, and the media pressure. I came here, and I was open. And South Florida is nice in the winters, and to have your family around you, to be able to see the sunshine. And have this group that he felt had a lot of potential, just kind of rejuvenated as a coach. You look at his bench hits during these playoffs.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it's relaxed, and he's translated that. So it's a real mix of let's enjoy the moment and let's stay in this moment and have as much fun with it as possible. But the one way we get fun out of it is just playing this game with passion, and he's been able to translate that to this team.
Bill, thanks for this. I know it's been a long time coming for you, a lot of tough years, but we really appreciate this today.
All right. Thank you very much for the time, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet.